Well, it's Easter weekend, and I don't know, I decided to take off on a camping trip. So I'm heading to northern Michigan, and I'm on just a regular highway, but this part of Michigan is unusual compared to many other parts of around, because in this part of Michigan, which you've seen, I just passed a cop right there, and I am doing 65 miles an hour because that's what the speed is. The speed limit on this road, even though it's a 2-lane road, you're out in the middle of nowhere. I'm heading through, like a national forest land. Towns are tiny and few and far between. And yeah, you can see right here, speed limit, 65 miles an hour. Right there. Very unusual. This is the only place I've ever seen, anywhere I've been across the country, that they have the speed limit at 65 miles an hour on a 2-lane road. Generally, it's only freeways and expressways that the speed limit is over 55. So, just kind of neat, something I wanted to show you. I'm getting up here where there's actually birch trees. I've just seen some paper birch back there, and there's not birch trees. Well, I shouldn't say there's not. There's very, very few birch trees down where I live. So I will keep driving. I've got a few more hours. I don't know exactly where I'm going. I haven't decided yet. All depends on the weather. The farther I go north, the less chance I have of rain this weekend. But I don't want to go too far north to where where there's 2 feet of snow in the woods. So I'm hoping to just find maybe some rustic camping. If I can go all the way up to the UP and it's not too bad, then I'll go get a DNR pass and do some backwoods camping. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Well, I'm at Lake Michigan in Charlevoix. I tried to get out and record, but it is just way too windy. So I got back in the Jeep. It's pretty neat. It's like I'm guessing ice over there out in the middle of the water. This is a really shallow bay. I kind of looked around see if I could see any Petoskey stones, but I didn't see any. And I didn't really walk down the beach because I imagine this is private land with all the houses around here. So, we'll go look somewhere else maybe. Well, here we go. We're coming up on Mackinac Bridge. Just tuned to their radio station, and they say the total length of the bridge is just 28 feet short of 5 miles. There is a toll at the other side. It's $4 for cars, $6 if you got a trailer, and then it goes up from there for other vehicles. Said it rests on the bedrock in the bottom of Lake Michigan here. It's a big old ship out there, container ship. Definitely don't need a drawbridge here as far up off the water as we are, that's for sure. Pretty neat. Yep. Looks like we got to go over in the other lane and drive on the grates. So metal grates on this inside lane. You can actually see right down through to the water. They must be doing some painting or something. See if I can let you see down there or not, I don't know. Kind of pulls you around. These grates do. Doing something there. Water pressure washing or something. Oh, there we go. Let's get back over here. It's a little quieter. Now I'm about halfway across. It's pretty amazing to think that people actually walk on those giant cables going up there. All riveted steel. I've never been up here when they were painting the cables or painting the bridge or anything. I don't know when they do that in the summer, but I'm told that time they paint it, it's almost time to start back at the other end and do it again. So, well, we're coming down on the other landing now. I'll turn the camera off here because I gotta stop and pay my toll up ahead here. Just a minute. Well, this is my campground for the night. I decided to stay at a state campground because there's absolutely nobody else here. I'm the only vehicle here, and it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Got a fire ring, and this is my view. Can't ask for better than that. Nice, beautiful view of Lake Michigan. Granted, there's a bunch of ice and snow out here on the shore, but I wasn't planning on getting in the water anyway. But yeah, that is definitely gorgeous. A little windy out here on the water, and I picked this camp for 2 reasons. One, because those 2 trees right there in the center of the screen are where I'm planning on putting my hammock. And 2, the wind's coming from off this way, so it would be mostly blowing at the side of my hammock, which my tarp will cover that, rather than have it blowing down through my hammock. But I've got my down under quilt, my down top quilt, my -10 sleeping bag, so either way I'm all good for the night. But yeah, this is gorgeous. And I'm guessing this is all big rocks underneath here too, but you don't know where they're at to step, except for that one there. But yeah, it's quite beautiful. Mackinac Bridge is back over that way. Oh, I don't know, 50, 60 miles probably. I drove for a ways down here, but I'm guessing it's around off to the left, more like over this way. So, yeah, I'm just collecting some firewood. I can collect any wood that's dead and down, and there's plenty of it because they've had all winter for it to fall, and here it is spring and nobody's camping here but me. So I think I counted at least up to 28 sites, and I didn't go off down that way, so I don't know how many's over that way. But I drove down through this side, and I seen this one. Trees well aligned for my hammock, and I said, this is the one I'm picking with a view like this. Yep. So I'm gonna go collect some more firewood. I can probably pick up some of this driftwood out here. There's a piece right over there, a piece here, another piece back there. And there's plenty of birch bark for starting a fire. I picked some up on a side road earlier, just laying on the side of the road, all curled up. It's a little bit damp on the bottom, but the top of it was nice and dry. So there's even a little island out there. Alright, I've got a fair amount of firewood over here. One bigger piece of driftwood. I didn't pick up any of the other driftwood, it's too wet. That one was kind of farther up on shore. And then I've got a nice pile over here. And I don't like this camera. This is another camera of mine, my normal camera that I've done all of my other videos with, pretty much. It'll turn on. I can look through the camera. I can use the buttons and everything, except for the play or the record button. For some reason, the record button just will not work, and I don't know why. But I collected all that wood over there, all this wood here, and I happened to find this nice big old round. That will definitely be more wood than I need tonight. So, and as I was collecting this wood, I was out walking around, and something very strange happened to me. I don't know. Let me see if I can get in here so you can see me a little better. I'm maybe an hour or so from Canada, and I just got a phone call from Saskatchewan, Canada, which is probably, I don't know, 6 or 8 hours from where I'm at, I'm guessing. But why would I suddenly get a call from Canada when I'm closer to Canada than I've been in quite a few years? I mean, and I can't imagine who would be calling me from Canada. And it says I have a voicemail pending, but my phone is in Rome, so I'm roaming. Even though my roaming's free, I should be able to have the voicemail come through, but for some reason it's not. And I can't just call in voicemail. I mean, it says I can, but there's, I guess, a password that I don't know, never did know. Any passcode number, digits that I would have used, I've tried, and they don't work. So normally my voicemail will go right to my phone. I can just click on voicemail, pick the message that I want to listen to, and hit play. But for some reason it says it's pending. I'm guessing maybe it's because I'm roaming. I don't know. But that is just really, really strange that I would be this close to Canada and get a call from Canada. I don't know. It's kind of creepy, actually. But I think I'm gonna get the fire started to try and get that off my mind. I did get some paper birch around, a couple of bigger pieces, a couple pieces here, some I picked up off the ground over there, some I got off a tree over there that was hanging off. So I'm gonna finish getting some sticks ready and light my fire. Alright, I've got a little bit of birch bark in there. I stuck the big old stump, log, whatever, right in the middle. And I figure it's time to light the fire because I want something to eat, and then I'm going to lay down for a little while. So, I've got my sticks all ready here. Let them get going a second. I've got some bigger stuff. Did I smother it? maybe. There's lots of birch bark around. It's literally, you can just walk around and pick it up off the ground. And then I've got some bigger stuff here to go on next, and all that, and all this over here. So we're gonna get the fire going. I've got some sausage to cook. I've got a couple of buns. Got some soup I can make. So we'll figure it out. I've just kind of been sitting here looking out at the lake. Got my solar panels up there on my Jeep. Charging. Battery packs. I'll probably have to plug this camera in before too long because this battery just doesn't seem to want to hold charge very long. Maybe about 20-30 minutes worth of video. That's about it. I don't know if I've got another battery for this camera with me or not. I think I do. I'll have to check my other puffy jacket. But yeah, I'm gonna just get this fire going and get something to eat cooking. So we'll get back with you in a little bit. Fire's starting to go pretty good now. It still keeps bugging me about who called me from Canada. I only know just a few people from Canada and that I know them off of YouTube. And only one of them I've ever even chatted with. That's Creative Redundancy, and I think he lives over by Toronto. I mean, the only person that I can even possibly think of that might live near Saskatchewan would be maybe Joe Robinette or Doug Outside, but I think Doug Outside lives back down by Sault Ste. Marie. And certainly neither one of those guys would be calling me. They wouldn't have my number or even probably don't even know I exist, even though I've watched pretty much every video they've ever made. So yeah, I don't know. That's just really got me puzzled. And of course, the voicemail still hasn't come through, so I don't know. But I'm just gonna keep piling wood on this fire and until I get a decent bed of coals in there. And I actually think I changed my mind. I think I might make a sausage sandwich and a ramen noodle soup. I've got some Mountain House with me, some ramen noodles, that Polish sausage, Polish kielbasa, a few other things, some snacks, some nuts and stuff. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have a nice hot cup of soup. That just sounds kind of good to me. So I'll keep poking away at this fire and poking it in, and hopefully I can get that big one going and at least get all this smaller stuff in there and get a decent bed of coals going to where I can heat up a cup of water. So, alright, we'll get back to you in a little bit. Down there around that corner to the left, there's a big old tree that fell down and pretty much exploded in the drive. I've been walking down there to pick up wood, but on the way down there I come across this. What the heck? What kind of animal can do that to a tree? I mean, even a chainsaw can't pull out splinters of wood that big. I can't believe what kind of animal can do that to a tree. I mean, is it a bird? I mean, those are pretty big slivers of wood to be a bird. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've never run across anything like that down where I live. I mean, I know it's dark out here. It's almost nighttime now. I think this camera's picking it up all right, but what the heck can tear big old slivers of wood like that out? Come on, focus. What can tear that out of a tree and do something like that? That is crazy. Alrighty guys, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay up. I've been up for almost 24 hours straight. Worked all night last night. It's 8:45 tonight, and I got up at 9 o'clock last night. I've been really fighting with this fire, trying to keep it going. I mean, it's going. It just not a very hot fire. But fortunately, there's no mosquitoes or anything, so it's kind of cool. I'd say it's probably about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, a little over maybe. It's going to get down into the mid to low 30s tonight. I didn't put my underquilt on. I don't think I need it with my -10 sleeping bag. Got my hammock all set up underneath there. Extra ropes on there just so I don't damage the tree. I thought I had my bigger ropes, but I didn't bring them apparently. So with the smaller rope, I just put extra wraps on there so I don't have to worry about damaging the tree. And got my tarp over top. Just in case it does rain. It's not supposed to rain up here this weekend. The rain was supposed to stay in lower Michigan, and I'm in the upper peninsula, but the wind has died down. It's beautiful. I mean, I'm just loving it. I don't, even though I've been up for 24 hours, I don't want to go to bed. And I went down and collected this wood off that tree that fell down there. Like I said, it pretty much exploded in the drive. Those pieces I didn't have to break them, just pick them up. But that still puzzles me. What did that to that tree? What could rip holes into a tree like that? I mean, I've seen bears scratch trees and they don't dig holes like that. So yeah, that just puzzles me. So if anybody knows what did that to that tree, let me know down in the comments. I didn't record anything this morning when I got up. It was freezing cold out and I wanted to get up and get on the road. So I just packed everything up real quick, threw it in the Jeep, headed out on the road. But it looks like I got a fire up ahead here. Yeah, you can see it in the camera. Looks like a fire. I noticed it a while back. Thought it was a cloud at first, but we'll see what it is when I get up here. It's just somebody burning brush over there. Sure is making a lot of smoke, but just burning brush. Well, I decided to just go home after being up for 26 hours straight yesterday. I slept in late today at the campground, and even though it's a long weekend, I decided I don't want to spend my whole weekend driving. So I'm going home. It's a long drive back.